appreciates the fact that the media is willing to talk and allow for him to share what his thoughts are regarding the city of Chicago, a city that he loves and that he desires to continue to support, always looking out for the people, every resident from every community, all 77 communities, whether they're African American, Latino, Asian, Slavic speaking. Doc has a heart for this city, young and old. And so now we're going to hear from Doc. He's going to talk to us and to the city about why he desires that both sides of the aisle, you represent whether it's a Republican or a Democratic Party, we come together for this cause. It's about saving lives. So I introduce once again Dr. Willie Wilson.
Okay, look guys, appreciate you all coming out for this moment. I want to talk about a subject that is dear to my heart. After losing a 20-year-old son to gun violence. So it's definitely dear to my heart. And I'm here today to urge President Trump to deploy the National Guard in the city of Chicago. And if it's more than National Guard, then so be it. As long as we can stop the killing, that's going on. This is not political with me. This is personal for me. And so I want to just read a few things off. As of August of to date, shot and killed 29, shot and wounded 167 people, total shot 196, total homicide 32, and this right here, the week in progress here, 8/24, shot and killed 5, shot and wounded 15, total shot 20, total homicide 6. This right here, year to date, shot and killed 234 people, shot and wounded 1,067 people, total shot 1,301, total homicide 200 and look like 81 I have. Students' life been lost, Now I know that this is perhaps political with President Trump and versus the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party haven't been able to fix it. Anybody that comes in to help save lives, whether they Republican, Democrat, or any other connection in terms of political, I welcome it. The Democrats in Chicago have been in control, in Chicago, but in the whole state of Illinois. Why don't they fix the problem? Now, I'm not going to talk about crime going down, because if crime going down, people still getting killed. If somebody can come in, the President of the United States has the dollars, has the resources to help get them down, you save lives. Now, of course, you all well know that the situation in Washington, D.C. Over this weekend, past weekend, how long it's been, was no violence. Traditionally, if the National Guard had not been there, then you'd have been buried a lot of people, right? If there's one life to save, it's worth it. If the homicide and violent and shot senior citizens afraid to leave out their houses, the people in the city of Chicago are scared to come in certain neighborhoods, because of all this violence that's going on. We have to stop it somehow, some way to work on it. I don't have all the answers myself, but I do welcome that people who happen to want to help, whatever the motive may be, I welcome it. Now, I don't agree with everything that the president do, let me be clear. I don't agree with everything the Democrats do, let me be clear. But this one, he have 100% of my support about the life. Now, let me make this comment too about the mayor of the state of Chicago and about the governor of the state of Illinois. If they're not afraid, want to keep people safe, why do the governor have fake police guarding him in his house and family? Why do the mayor have over 100-some plus police officers guarding him and his family? Well, the taxpayers are paying them. Don't you want to cover the taxpayer like you cover yourself and your family? That to me don't make sense. And they're gonna talk about, hey, look, don't bring National Guard to this city. Well, they don't represent me in this city, you know. And I'm sure they don't represent thousands of people that have to take their kid, their daughter, their mother, their father to the cemetery and bury them. It's a goddamn shame. I ain't gonna say that, but it is a shame. You know, for somebody to trip out on people's lives about a city being over with National Guard people on every corner, get this situation fixed. They've had the opportunity to get it fixed and have not gotten it fixed. And it just didn't start last month. It's been down through the years. Don't reject help to anybody that can save lives. And those are my opinion. It's personal for me, a personal loss, but it's also personal for me for the other citizens of Chicago. It's just that you bear the pain of losing a loved one. You can lose a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, but you lose a kid, you lose a daughter, you lose a son. It's a whole different situation. Your whole body goes down into the grave with those kids. You know, and for someone to do this, it really gets underneath my skin. So if the governor and mayor want to protect themselves, if they don't care about protecting themselves, take the security guards around there. See where they walk safe. You know, take them around. You know, so that's about what I have to say. And then if someone has some questions, please ask. I welcome you guys to come here and cover this here. But it just happened to be a sensitive issue to me. I thought about it yesterday. I thought about it when it first happened. Clear cut. I had no problem doing it. If I didn't hold the press coming today, I couldn't sleep at night. Let something like this go down without me putting in my 2 cents. Anyway. So, any questions, please ask.
Since you brought it up, would you mind giving us a little bit more information on the personal connection you have, the death that happened in your family, whatever you're comfortable sharing?
Well, look, my kid was shot and killed with drugs.
When was this?
Oh, I don't even know now. I'm trying to forget those things, but it was over 15 years ago. All right. The kid, and look, he was dealing with drugs. Okay. And I guess something went down bad, and they came into the house at midnight and shot him in the back of his head and killed him. My other 3 kids ran upstairs to get out the way, tried to break the door down. One came in and ran the other person away who did the killing. You know, it was sad.
Dr. Wilson, if the guard came in, there's a lot of talk about the limitations that they would have. And they would only be here for a limited time, which leads to some skepticism about how effective it would really be. Do you think it would be that effective? Would it have any long-term effects that would really make a difference?
Well, I would hope that that the president would make sure that whoever's in charge of this whole situation would make sure to get the problem stopped. But if they came in for a week or 2 weeks, the way this rate is going now, you're gonna save hundreds of lives. That people won't have to go to the cemetery and bury their loved ones. You know, that is worth it within itself. You know, So I would like for this situation to continue until we get it straightened out. And I know there's a lot behind drug, gang, violence, and things of that nature, but we can fix it if we work together. I'm going to say this too, Craig, that during the Bush years and in office, they got along with where they lived. They had their different. They're Republican, they're Democratic. But he said at the end of his whole situation, he respected them. He worked on both sides of the fence, you know. I'm saying that the Democrat and Republicans should work on both sides of the fence. But why should the governor or the mayor get mad with the president on such an issue as this right here that we face with? Why should that be? Because that person feeling and you losing lives, you breaking up homes. Why should that be? So that's what I'm saying. So whatever it takes. Now I did support the president for what he did out in California. If he hadn't done that in California, would it have been the same today? I think not. You know. But I'm saying at all costs, protect people's lives.
Dr. Wilson, people are concerned that the presence of National Guard here will attract civil unrest like it did in LA, and that it actually won't be helpful for solving crime and instead will just make the situation more difficult. What is your reaction to that?
I was in the 1968 riot when they killed Dr. Martin Luther King assassination. I was here, you know. Look, that thing was hot. That's the only thing that stopped it was the National Guard. It reminded me this here, when a Democratic convention here, they were calling on extra police, everything else when the Democratic convention was here not too long ago, I think a year or so ago. You know. So what's the difference in that versus this right here? You know, they wanted to protect it. There were thousands of officers and things of that nature as well. But if you have National Guard in the city, the civil unrest is one thing, but I say that, look, you have to deal with this situation. We'll try everything else. It has not worked. You know, so if you gotta have whatever that civil unrest, those National Guard is gonna cool it down, gonna stop it. You know, because these crooks out here in the street have shot and killed, raped innocent people, and haven't even got caught. You know, so you have to draw a line. Just think about this: if your daughter, your mother, your father, your kid got shot and killed or mugged, how would you feel? And plus, they don't even catch them. And plus, they go and you see somebody else have security guard around them. But what about you? What about you? You know, those are things. Yes.
Dr. Wilson, what do you think about those who say that this will only end up in a protracted or perhaps a legal issue, considering that a lot believe that there's not a strong case, legally speaking, considering the statistics of crime?
You mean about a legal issue?
Yeah, Governor Pritzker has also said that he will be preparing for legal action if such a law should come to pass.
Well, I don't. If I was, look, I wouldn't care about a legal situation because there is no legal issue for one who gets killed. It's over with. They don't have recourse. I'll take on any legal situation and they can last 1,000 years, you know, but you cannot bring back a loss of life out here and everything. You cannot bring that back, you know. So legal issue is one thing, losing life it is a total difference.
There's also the argument that the National Guard is going to be deployed downtown and not in the communities that are experiencing the most harm. Is that a concern of yours at all? They're going to be here for a short, limited amount of time, and if their focus is solely on downtown, does it defeat the purpose of trying to get out to the communities that people arguably say need this support the most?
Look, look, it should be wherever violence is at. Right now, violence not only in the neighborhood, but they're also downtown as well. But related to your question direct, you know, I support wherever there's crime at in the city of Chicago to be there. You know, now I don't have control of none of the court, but that would be my recommendation. And let me tell you this too. I don't know President Trump. I never met him in my life. You know, never have my life met the President of the United States, Trump. You know, so I don't owe him any favor. He don't owe me any favor. You know, but a lot of these other politicians and community leaders, and I'll say this loud and clear, is this: a lot of them community leaders stand there with the governor and the mayor. A lot of those guys, they stand there because of favoritism that they've done in the past. And I'm not saying each one, but a lot of them. A lot of them on the governor and mayor payroll. A lot of them get grants and things of that nature. You know, that's why I never take any money when I run for office. I use my own money, so I ain't beholden to nobody. You know, it ain't how you run government. You know, but that's my feeling. It should be all neighborhood, all people that expression, whether you're white, black, Latino, Asian, other. I just happen to love all people. But with my background, to come from Jim Crow days, I still learn not to hate. You know, somebody do things that are ignorant, greed, things of that nature, but don't put me over in that area to add to it. Let me be the one that takes, then try to bring us together.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming, and God bless you, and God bless the city of Chicago.
Thank
Our
you.
press conference has ended. Thank you so much. We appreciate